Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the middle of August of 2022, and as we get closer to, of course, other TV shows out there like Star Wars Andor, The Bad Batch 2, as well as Tales of the Jedi, we also have a lot of other Star Wars projects on the table that will be announced at D23 as well as Disney Plus Day. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that we do know about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni is that they really are trying to create big ways to really change the Star Wars fandom and to really propel the Star Wars universe into a different era of Star Wars. Obviously, they want to bring in Star Wars Legends into the mix, making it officially canon under Disney, and to really give the fans something truly remarkable to look forward to. And a lot of that's going to be done in 2023 next year, starting off with The Mandalorian Season 3, the Ahsoka series, and more. So Favreau and Filoni have all these announcements pretty much backed up and planned for not only this year, but also at Star Wars Celebration next year. So Celebration in Europe next year is going to be a very big event because it's going to be the home of a lot of Star Wars TV show announcements for 2024 throughout 2026. And we're going to be learning a lot more about what Favreau and Filoni have planned for the return of Star Wars Legends. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with the fact of what Favreau and Filoni are currently planning, as well as what George Lucas was able to accomplish with the Disney executives just recently about one of the major new Star Wars TV shows that will be announced at next year's Celebration as well. That's going to really change how fans view some of the Skywalker saga-oriented characters. Now, of course, with both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni now working hard on the new Star Wars TV shows that will be announced in the coming months, both Disney and Lucasfilm are hiring new creatives as well to join both Favreau and Filoni. Now, it's described, however, that recently George Lucas was hired by Disney to become a part of one of the new anthology series that is currently in the works that is dubbed simply as the Circle of the Wills, that will focus on 12 individual stories of characters from the prequels, originals, and more. Now, Lucas is the one who pitched a big idea to Disney that they are now moving forward with, that he will actually be working on with Jon Favreau. And that is to create a story centered around Darth Plagueis and young Palpatine to be a part of this new anthology series. Now, George Lucas recently got Disney to greenlight this entire anthology show, along with the other stories of Palpatine and Plagueis to be inserted into this big story. The stories that Lucas will be focusing on for Favreau to develop is the origin of Palpatine turning to the dark side, as well as a live-action take on Palpatine betraying his master in his sleep, that he will be one of course, the big moments of the show. Now, this series is already pre-planned to release sometime in 2025 that will involve the full origin story of Plagueis in an anthology series. Currently, both Lucas and Favreau are planning to recast Palpatine using actor Bill Skarsgård from the It movies. Lucas and Favreau are going to use many pieces of the Plagueis novel by James Luceno for of course, the new series. Now, on top of this, Disney executives are said to be allowing the show to have a very high budget in order to make it feel movie-like and very cinematic for the fan base. Both Lucas and Favreau are also on the hunt to finding someone who can play Plagueis, and they already have a couple of ideas of who can play the part that they will decide on by 2023 for that role. Now, let me just stop here for 1 second. The thing about this anthology series that I believe is going to make it very successful is, number one, each and every episode is going to be its own story. You're not going to have to follow the entire show, and Tales of the Jedi is going to be very similar in nature, except it's going to be an animated series. So just keep that in mind, that this show in particular, it's going to be centered around a lot of prequel characters, original trilogy characters, and a lot more. That's going to be a part of a 12-part TV show called The Circle of the Wills. Now, basically, the overall idea that Lucas is pitching is to actually make this like the story of what the Wills are seeing, these godlike beings that actually created the Star Wars universe, or the galaxy, if you will, that actually watch over all these different events that take place throughout the Skywalker saga and more. So basically, it's going to be the events told through the Wills, narrated by the Wills, and showing us what they see and what they examine and analyze across space and time throughout the entire Star Wars galaxy. That's basically the idea that Lucas is going for, and diving more into the cosmic force, diving more into the Wills, and how it ties directly into the Skywalker saga itself. So, moving beyond all of this, alright? Now, Favreau is described to be the one who actually convinced Lucas to create this pitch to Disney executives that they were very impressed with. Now, Dave Filoni is planned to also be involved as a director for the new show that they plan to begin filming sometime in 2024, with a script that is planned to begin in 2023. The series is also set to focus on a young version of Dooku, just as Tales of the Jedi will be doing this fall. Now, Lucas is set to expand what Palpatine said in Episode 3 about how he destroyed his master in his sleep, and how this will be made into live-action form for the anthology series. Now, storyboards are already being created by, of course, Lucas and Favreau, since Lucas is going to become a co-writer for the show, since it features prequel trilogy characters that he wants to be used effectively. Actor Ewan McGregor surprisingly is said to be involved as an executive producer already, as he was approached by Lucas and Favreau to become a part of this big project that will change how fans view Palpatine as well. Now, let's just stop here for 1 second before I get to the next thing, is that I think anthology shows are the way to go. It's a nice change up from what we got with The Mandalorian. Not saying The Mandalorian is bad, but it is a nice change up to have anthology series becoming one of the new norms for Star Wars. Basically, Tales of the Jedi is going to kickstart that. It's going to test the waters, how fans actually deal with that, and I think it's going to be a very successful show. In fact, I think it might even be more successful than Rebels, so to speak. So, with that being said, given that Favreau allowed, all of this to happen in the long run, and how also Lucas is the one who pitched this entire idea to Disney executives and really tried to make this happen and accomplish this, this just goes to show you that both Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni working together as a team is the best thing that we can have right now for the future of Star Wars, given that Kathleen Kennedy is losing her creative power for the Acolyte series, and she only has full creative power over the Skeleton Crew show. George Lucas is going to be involved as a co-writer for this anthology show, which I believe is only going to make it even better, because we have that vision intact now permanently, and nothing's going to be changed. So that's another thing to look forward to as well, is that Disney executives are very open-minded now. They're allowing Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni to do as they please, and what they really want to accomplish with the Star Wars fandom by turning things around and regaining the lost fans and really bringing things back to the way things were before 2013. So overall, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about the Circle of the Wills project. It is a very interesting anthology show in the works. Again, we're going to be learning about this, officially speaking, next year. Keep your eyes open. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.